All right, there we go. All right, so. All right, there we go. Turn my volume down. See what I'm doing, what it looks like on my phone. So I got some happy mail today. The first package I got from Dee Dee Willingham, and I'll put a link. Well, I have a link to her YouTube and my favorites, I believe. But I'll put a link in the description block as well. I don't know how far up this stuff goes. I don't want to risk cutting anything or tearing anything. And then I participated in a online art auction the other day, and that stuff has already arrived too. And I'll let you guys know about that as well. I don't know what I did with my letter opener. I'm pretty sure it's over there somewhere. But usually it's sitting in this cup that's right here. But I don't see it. So I'll just have to open it this way. All right. I know there are crafters out there cringing right now. Oh my gosh, she tore the envelope. She could have been neater than that. But I don't paper craft, so I'm not attached to paper like y'all are. So, okay. So she sent me her peace lemur. It's cute. Can you guys see that? She sent me one of those prints. And then she sent me a print of her owl samurai. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's beautiful. Love it. He's guarding a portal. See? So um so this is from the junk journal shop, and she was doing an online auction, and I picked up some things. I got some masonite board that was already pre-cut, and I'm gonna give that to my daughter for her artwork when she feels like doing oils or something. And then I also picked up some other paper. I'll show that to you guys. The masonite board is just masonite board, guys. Just see, pre-cut. So I'll give this to my daughter, who is an illustrator and artist, and I got that for her. So I'll give that to her when she brings me my grandbaby. So let's see about this stuff right here, because this will probably be something I'll give to her too, or I send to other people who are crafters. It's all nice and wrapped up in cellophane. Okay. I'll make this one. There's a teddy bear back there. This is just regular copy paper, but it's real cool. And you got these big pieces. Oh, we'll be showing it to y'all. On the back, it just has like this. And that was it. I think let me see. I think I spent like, I don't know, I want to say it was less than $20. So my daughter, she can do art with this stuff too, with this paper. That's why I got it. Usually when I buy stuff like this, I'm buying it for my daughter. I just don't have the patience or the energy to get into another craft, but I love watching scrapbookers create. And I do learn little tips here and there about things that I like to do, which is draw with pencils, draw with charcoal, and I'm trying to get back into coloring. I used to color a lot when I was growing up. So that was the happy mail. With my real mail. Then like I said, I'm trying to get back into coloring. So I've been coloring on this as time permits. I can't do it when my granddaughter's in here because we have crayons for her and she thinks everything belongs to her. So I been spinning. I finished spinning this alpaca and I didn't run it through my carder. I spun it as is. And so it's going to be textured and it's going to make a nice hat because of these little imperfections in the yarn. I could have run it through my drum carder and it would have picked out most of these little nips, and I could have ran it through my drum carder and made bats with it, and then ran it through a diz, and then I could have picked out even more of these little nips. But these little nips add character to the fiber, and most of these little nips are second cuts that got carded in with this it got carded in with the original blanket. And sometimes it's done on purpose. You card in those second cuts on purpose to get a yarn like this so that you can spin a textured yarn with all these little bumps and clumps and stuff in it. There are processes that use silk knolls, which is little bits and pieces of silk that's balled up from waste that's not used. And then you also have people who purposes have machines that they're designed to take wool and other fibers and tear it to pieces and felt it up to make little pellets of fiber that is then blown into the yarn as it's being spun, or it's blown into the bats or sprinkled on the bats as they're being made to also create a textured style product. And so sometimes when you get a fiber and it's not perfect, spin it anyway, because this is going to make a really cute lumpy bumpy hat. I tend to spin pretty thin, so even though I spun this is considered a lace weight. Once it's plied, it'll end up being a fingering weight yarn, and it'll have these little characteristics in it. But like I said, it was a fun spin. It was an easy spin. This is some of the fiber cast-offs that my friend Jan, who used to own Windswept Farms in Suffolk, Virginia, that Jana, she gave me and it was just a small bag of fiber that was in different shades of brown. So this was the last of that bag. Um, I've been spinning on it for the last couple of months. My goal was to spend. Oh, somebody's talking. I don't even see the chat thing. I'm sorry, guys, if you've been talking to me. Hold up. I don't think so. But my goal is to try to spend 20 pounds. But when you babysitting a grandchild, you can't spin because the machine is. I spin with a high speed spinning wheel. The B is set up for spinning final yarns, and so the flyer is turning at a very, very high rate of speed. It'll break an adult's finger if you stuck it in there, so it'll mangle a child's hand. So I can't spin when she's in here. Um, so I'm not gonna make my 20-pound goal this year, but I've already spun 4 or 5 pounds, and then I have another 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 or 5 pounds waiting over there to be plied. But I have 20 bobbins now, so I'm trying to get them all spun except for the last two, which I'm gonna be using for plying. So that gives me 1, 2, 3. I have 4 bobbins left to spin on for my 20 bobbins. Well, 18 bobbins. So I have 3 bobbins left to spin on before they're full. And I'm already spinning on one of those, some black alpaca that I'm pretty sure probably came off of Rain, who was one of Jana's alpacas before they shut down the mill and farm. So yeah, so that's one of the things I've been spinning. And I'll show you guys the black alpaca that I'm spinning. So this is the black alpaca that I'm spinning. It's 100% alpaca, and it's very nice. But that's natural black. This is not a dyed fiber. This is how it comes off the animal. And that's why I'm pretty sure this was Rain's, because his coat was so dark. But that's the wonderful thing about alpacas. Their fiber comes in every shade you could think of, even one that's called rose gray, because it's kind of a pinkish gray color. And that's the natural color of that fiber. It comes in light fawns, creams, whites, every shade of brown you can imagine, and every shade of what's considered a true black on an animal that you can imagine. And then you have animals who have coats that have several different shades in their coat. Like you can have an alpaca that has grays and blacks. Just beautiful, beautiful fibers. So I like spinning alpaca. It's not hard for me to spin. Some people struggle with it, but I never had any trouble spinning alpaca and silks before. They're more slippery, so I wouldn't suggest a beginner unless that's all you have available to you. Just don't get frustrated. Just take it in small batches and small doses as you get used to the tactile feel of the fiber and get used to spinning it. It's a learning experience. Everything is a learning experience. Just like art and drawing, it's a learning experience. The more you do it, the better you get at it. If you stop doing it, then you lose some of that muscle memory, and that's what happened to me. I was getting better at drawing again, and then I just stopped drawing. I've done that several times over the years. I'm not gonna lie, I get depressed and I stop drawing. You guys know I lost my mom a year ago, and I stopped drawing, and so I'm starting to draw again. So yeah, so the spinning wheel that I use predominantly, well, all the time for spinning wheels, except for my little nano wheel, is Spinolution's Queen Bee. When I first started spinning, I saved up and bought a Spinolution wheel because I was already having issues with my knees. I have degenerative arthritis in my knees, And the spinning wheel that I had, the Kromsky Fantasia, I had saved up and was waiting for that wheel to be released. I love that wheel, the design of it, the concept of it, and that's the wheel I wanted. I got my Kromsky. I spun one of the finest yarns I've ever spun on that wheel, and I had to sell it because the treadle motion, and I like double treadle wheels, but the treadle motion is more of a up and down stair step style motion, and you're using your knees, bending your knees up and down, and it was tearing my knee up. And I cried when I sold that wheel. It was like oh my god, y'all just don't know. That wheel spun just wonderfully, and I'm pretty sure whoever has it is making beautiful yarn with it. It's like I try to block that out of my mind. I don't even remember who I sold it to or anything. But the B is ergonomically designed specifically for people who have joint, hip, and knee and ankle disorders. I can sit there and I can spin it with my toes, just like the two toes on it. I only have to put my whole. It's not even designed for you to put your foot on it. You spinning with your toes pretty much, and it spins. I love my wheel. So I do have a Margicraft rose that I traded with my friend Teresa for. I've used it a couple of times, but there's, like I said, the ups down. The reason I keep it is because I traded my friend for it, but I'll probably be letting it go soon because I want to let some stuff go in my craft room so I have more room in here. Just don't feel so cluttered. I'm in a little room that was probably a nursery. And the house was originally built. It's off the master bedroom, so it was probably a nursery, and it was probably converted to a closet. And I use this room for all my crafts. All my crafts are in this one space. I don't have, other than books and bookcases, I don't have stuff spread out all over the house. I wanted, I didn't want to have my family having to get around my stuff. So everything I have is in this room. All my art supplies, my art books, um, my yarn, my fiber, my drum carder, my spinning wheels, everything is in here. And so I want to get it to the point where I have more floor space, mostly for me and for the bee, which is my granddaughter's nickname. So I'm going to show you guys what else well, like I said, I'm trying to get back into coloring. So I got to use those coloring pencils for something. So this is actually the cover of the book. And then they put it as the first page insert with the stamp up there. I need to write. Let me see. So this is copyright 2019. And so I'm starting this book in 2020. So August. Okay. That's just for me to give me an idea. So like I said, I'm trying to get back into drawing again. And trying to, I can't really come up with a schedule because I'm working from home and for my job. And then I watch my grandbaby a lot. She's my little buddy. So this is horrible. The eyes, the face, everything's just horrible. And so then I did this one of my friend Barb. She has a knitting podcast YouTube show, and the eyes are messed up. The cheeks aren't far enough apart. The nose is too far down. Her nose isn't that bridge of her nose isn't that long, so her nose should have been right about up in here. And but hey, it's an attempt. So then I was playing around with this pen to see what it would look like here. and I didn't do a smear test yet. But this is my husband, and yes, and I was messing around with his name, which is Dale. That's how the gamer name I use, Dale Quan, is from his name, my name. Then I was playing around with some shapes. Um, I actually like this wrist and hand I did right there. I should have just kept drawing because I was actually starting to feel better at what I was doing. And then I did this one. I posted on my Instagram, so I think I started it on Wednesday. Could have been Thursday. I don't remember. I need to start dating stuff. But the shoulder, the girl is really, really thin, and it looks weird to me how thin she is, considering how big her head is. So I'm having trouble reconciling that thinness um with her head size. What did I do with the picture? I don't know what I did with the picture. And then let me show you guys this. I won this at a coloring. There's a coloring, not just printed out on regular printer paper. My daughter, she can print stuff out on watercolor paper and stuff, but she got a real nice printer. But I'm just doing this for fun and practice. But I won this picture at a stream that I go to, and I'm gonna color it eventually one day. I don't know what I did with that picture. Oh well. Probably put it in my book, art book. So yeah, it should have been up here. And so then I was taking stuff. So I'm trying to draw something every day. That's my goal, to try to draw something every day. And I'm starting to see more things as when I'm making mistakes. It's starting to show up more. I'm seeing it more. And like this eye here is just a little bit too high up. I'm having trouble with my right eye. It's the one that I got pink eye in a couple of months ago. Not a month, but a month ago, I got pink eye in it, and it's still sometimes getting blurry. I had my eyes checked on the 3rd, which I think was Wednesday or Thursday. It was Thursday. I had my annual eye exam, and the eye doctor said that there's nothing wrong with my eyes, and my eyes look really, really good. He said my eyes look better than some of the 20 and 30-year-olds coming here who don't have diabetes. So he said, whatever you're doing, just keep it up. He said it's just a part of aging. It's nothing physically wrong with my eyes, or my nerve looked good. My nerves in the back of whatever. Everything looked good. They didn't see any kind of glaucoma or any kind of retinal atrophy, no sign of retinal detachment, nothing. He said my eyes, I used to have protein strands that were probably caused by the diabetes when it was out of control, because I didn't know I had diabetes at the time. But even those are gone. I used to always see like something that looked like a little piece of lint floating by, but it was actually inside my eye. A little protein strand was floating by, and the viscous fluid, and all that stuff is gone, which I'm thankful for. But I'm still having trouble with from seeing from the right. Like when you, like if you're drawing for, like on this picture, like if you're drawing, well, there you go. Can't get it open. There it is. Okay, so when I'm drawing, like if I was looking at her picture and I'm doing the sketch, this is what my eye is seeing, and it's like it looks right to my eye, but it's not right. Whereas this side is more accurate than this side. And they say, because I think I told you guys I had like the falling down incident back in late May, early June, and I ended up going to the hospital for that because I fell like 3 times for no reason. I'll just be standing up or just walking or getting ready to sit down, and instead of sitting down, I actually just tilted over, just fell over. It's just so weird. I just went over. I didn't lose. I don't think I lost consciousness. Um, but when I went to the hospital to finally get it the third time I fell, they did a CAT scan and everything. They said there was no sign of any type of brain damage or any sign of a stroke. They gave me like aspirin and some other medicines just in case. But he said from the description of my falling events, he thinks I had a mini stroke. And that's part of my family history. With my natural father had strokes before. My mother's mother had strokes. My mom passed away from heart disease and stuff. Um, my natural father and grandmother passed away from heart disease. So it's genetically programmed in me. And I have sickle cell trait and I'm G6PD positive. So, and I'm not ashamed to talk about that stuff because more people need to talk about it, so more people would know about it. I didn't know what G6PD positive was. Even when I was in the Navy and they diagnosed it, no one ever sat me down with a geneticist or explained to me what it was. So, if I had been a lover of fava beans, I would probably have bled to death at some point, or ended up seriously in the hospital from bleeding because of what it does to your blood cells and stuff. Uh, Favism, that's what they used to call it, favism. So there's certain foods that I'm not supposed to be eating, and no one, I know, I was never sat down with a dietitian or anything to explain to me what this is and what you shouldn't be doing because this is what you have. All they ever told me was stay away from sulfur drugs. That's what they told me, stay away from sulfur drugs. But they didn't say stay away from these foods too. So yeah, so I'm trying I'm going to be doing this one again. I'm going to be doing other faces and stuff, trying to retrain my brain to see what I'm seeing. And maybe it'll help improve my depth perception and stuff on in my right eye, because something is going on with that eye. Like even if you close the eye or cover the eye up, if I look at it with my left eye, it's like obvious, but then when I do it with my right eye, it's like a little fuzzy, not quite what it should be, but they couldn't pick it up when they tested my eyes with the machine. He was like, it's a part of the aging process, and plus I'm getting new glasses too. So once I get my new glasses, that might fix it. That might fix it, So because my reading prescription changed, my vision prescription changed in my right eye, just a teeny bit. Not, he says barely noticeable, but it did change in that eye. So yeah. So just, I'll just keep doing. I'm trying to do a drawing a day to work on getting back to where I was 2 years ago with my drawing. And it's all self-taught. I've taken a couple of classes like for adults, like a week. I think it was a 2-week course or something. And I took the class twice. Well, one of them was a comics class, and the other one was like an adult drawing class. And I want to take it again, but I just haven't had time. And plus, the art center is no longer in the Celadine arcade. They moved them somewhere else when the arcade was under reconstruction because somebody did something and it basically blew out all the windows and stuff in there. So I want to get back and take some more classes and stuff. But so right now I'm just watching a lot of videos. Everything is pretty much self-taught. I didn't get to take art in school because the art teacher got to pick and choose who she wanted in her classes when I was in high school. And I don't know, but there was a lot of people in her classes that shouldn't be in her classes. They had no interest in art, no interest in drawing. They just wanted an easy A. And a lot of them were jocks. And and other influential children of other influential people who needed a easy grade to get their grades up for graduation. Whereas you had people who could draw, who wanted to draw, who wanted to learn more about art and drawing, who couldn't get in the class. All 4 years of high school, I tried to get in that class, and all 4 years I was never selected to be in that class. Never. Never. So yeah, that's the South for you. Anyway, so one of the other things I've been doing is when I've been finding art that I normally would have just tossed in the garbage, I have been cutting it up into pieces and putting it in this envelope, and I'll just mail it to one of my scrapbooking friends. And so this was part of a large piece of paper. So I just cut it up into little sections when I'm doodling. And I'm 50 years old now. I've been doodling a long time. I never even knew about Zentangles until about 5 years ago. And I'm looking at people like, are you serious? Someone copyrighted doodling. I'm like, that's some BS, man. Serious BS. When you look at all the ancient art, the mandalas, the Indian God, y'all know what I'm trying to say. It'll come to me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When they do the designs with the henna. All those art forms used for centuries before there was such a thing as Zentangle. Those art forms have been around. Those particular drawings have been around. Geometric drawing and shapes in all cultures, it has been around since time immemorial. And you're going to have somebody who copyrighted it and call it Zentangling because they use it for therapy and stuff like that. It's doodling. And yeah, if you're going to use it as a therapeutic tool, fine. But there's nothing that you're doing that you invented. You took the ideas from people who came before you, and then you're going to try and copyright stuff like that. Stuff like that pisses me off big time. Excuse my French. But I have like all these little pieces of doodles that I cut them off of the paper that it was on, and I'm keeping them in this envelope. And then when the envelope is stuffed, I'm gonna mail it out to somebody. Like this is the top of I had like notepads made of my Warcraft characters. It's hard to really know if it'll focus on that. There we go. So these were my main characters when I was on Asjo Naru. And I had notepads made. And almost all of these, except for Delquan, Gnome Stalker, Quantico, and Pyro, Quaniac, everybody else is being pretty much deleted. Except for those. Like Delquan is my main tune. I still play her from time to time on WoW Classic. So I'll just cut this stuff up and just put it in there for somebody. A mushroom. And they can do what they want to with it. They can scrapbook with it, or they can just throw it in the garbage. I don't care. But if they'll get enjoyment out of it, I'll send it to them. Like these are like the little tin foils. Like was a little bag I had that I opened. And I put that in there because they like gluing everything to everything. So that's the stuff. Smile is Friday. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. Just some little sayings I keep at my desk at work, and I thought they might enjoy those. My daughter's business card. And like I said, see this was on a packaging label, and that design has been around forever. But yet and still they'll say it's a Zentangle. No. I had a card that a friend gave me for my birthday that had Jimi Hendrix on it. And so I cut out all the little Jimi Hendrix seats that was on the car that my friend Paula gave me. I thought somebody might like that. Uh, so some paper clips I found. You never know, they might need those. Uh, out of a cookie. This was a, remember Blockbusters? This was part of a Blockbusters card. I use it. I use it to scratch paper crayons and stuff. This was part of that heart right here. It was outside that heart, and I cut it off. Um, but yeah, so that's gonna be going to someone, and I hope they enjoy it. And there's a safety pin in, this envelope. It has like the old world map faded onto it. This envelope is, I bought these envelopes when we moved to Virginia. So this envelope is from 2003. 2003. So I'm sending this envelope to, and because of the design on it, they can use that too for stuff. Who knows? But that's all that's going on with me right now. I'm just trying to get some spinning in, get some drawing in before the monster come downstairs, and then Grandma be playing with her all day. And doing laundry. I already went downstairs and started to load the laundry and put some more stuff in the dryer. This is the cleanest my desk has been in a while. And that's saying something. Most of the stuff that's on my desk is just some art supplies from where I was drawing. Like, and then I had some my glue sticks from where I was gluing my stuff into my art book. Oh yeah, let me show you guys. But no, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. I haven't done any. Well, yeah, I did, but I don't have them. I already gave them to the people. I crocheted 2 black hats. If you want to see the hats, you can go over to my Instagram, and I'm Shespins on Instagram. Just like it sounds, Shespins, and you can see those 2 hats that I did, and they're black. And I'm hoping that those are the last 2 black objects that I ever crochet or knit, because you cannot see those stitches. Even with my ring light pointed down, it was hard to see those stitches. I'm not trying to go blind and lose my sight over some black. So I think that was the last. If I do have another black skein of yarn, I'll be surprised, because I don't buy it often, simply because of the eye thing with black yarn and hard to see the stitches. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I just wanted to share this with y'all real quick. I know I haven't done a video. I think I did one a week ago. So I'm trying to get back into doing more videos and get back to drawing live, doodling live, sketching live. And you can be doing it with a group, with friends, sitting there sketching and stuff. Because it's not to be like perfect. I'm not trying to be like, I just want to not be by myself doing it. It's to have somebody to do it with, and for to support each other. It's very therapeutic when you're drawing and sketching. You kind of zone out, and it's good for your brain. It puts your brain in a state of happiness. You're releasing endorphins and stuff that make you feel good. And if you're a person who suffered from depression, you need things that you can do that aren't, like things you can put down and pick up that help release those endorphins, that help get you into a state of mind where you are basically, you're self-medicating when you're drawing. Your brain is releasing chemicals and hormones and stuff that make you feel better. And I'd rather self-medicate, have my brain do it, than have to take a pill. So yeah. So I'm gonna let y'all go because I am hungry. It is noon. I need to eat because I need to take my medicine. And then I got some spinning to do because it's also Tour de Fleece. We're doing the Tour de France, spin or spin. And we call it Tour de Fleece because we're doing a tour of the fleeces and fiber in our stashes, and we're spinning along while they bike. Hey, the thing about it is our spinning wheels are going faster than their bikes, but they're not moving. It's funny. If you think about it like that, if you can compare a bike going as fast as my spinning wheel flyer churns, they could be almost flying. All right, guys, take care. I just want to share that with y'all.